It's time for another episode of Two Marine Dads, where we talk about the journey of life, politics, kids, and family, as seen from the perspective of two United States Marines.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Marine Dads. I'm John Doerr. Today, we're going to talk about corporate taxes and how much are they paying, and are they paying their fair share?
I think you should be able to become a billionaire and a millionaire, but pay your fair share.
So as you can see, we've got a little different setup than we normally do. I'm not in the office. I don't got my flag behind me. Got the kitchen table occupied, much to the dismay of my wife and kids, let me tell you. But I tried to put together a good visual representation of what the individual pays the government in taxes and what Amazon, the corporation, pays in taxes. Hope you guys can read that. It says Amazon. All right, so on this side of the table, we've got the employees that work for Amazon. On this side of the table, we got just the corporation, all right? So what do we got here? Well, in keeping with two Marine dads and liking firearms and being a red-blooded American, former Marine, this is what we've got here. We've got 22 caliber long rifle rounds. I've got 798 of them laid out over here. Each one of these rounds represents 1,000 employees. Each employee pays about 24% of their income. So some people make less, some people make more, but we'll say on average $24,000 in taxes per year goes out per employee to the government so they can, I don't know, spend it on Area 51. No, I'm kidding. But $24 million, all right, that's what each one of these things represents. So every year, this 1,000 employees pays $24 million. So how does the corporate tax code work? So the payroll tax works like this. You, the employee, you pay your half that's owed to the government. So $24 million is owed to the government. Amazon Corporation, because they hired you and you paid $24 million, Amazon Corporation also pays $24 million. So you have another 1,000, so that's 2,000 employees. Amazon pays another $24 million. 3,000 employees, Amazon does this. 4,000 employees, Amazon does this. The corporation itself, only one entity, one corporate entity pays that. So what does that really look like for corporate America? So when you hear the politicians say that they don't pay their fair share, like we showed you in the beginning of this video, what does that really look like? This, in keeping with two Marine Dad style, I guess I just dropped $24 million on the floor here. All right, boom. All right, this is another 798 22 caliber long rifle rounds, all right? So that represents another 24 million. This one big bad evil corporation, corporate America, is paying $19.125 billion when you add it up in taxes, just in payroll tax.
A recent study shows that 55 of the nation's biggest corporations paid zero federal tax last year.
You hear a politician say that corporate America isn't paying its fair share, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because $19.125 billion was paid out by Amazon Corporation just in payroll taxes. So some of you guys are saying, what do you mean just in payroll taxes? They're not paying their fair share elsewhere. They got loopholes and blah, blah, blah. Here's what they got, okay? They got to pay this box of 40, that's county tax. This, state tax. And if you live in California, you know what I'm talking about. State tax there is insane. What about sales tax for everything they buy? What about the embedded fuel taxes on the that run the gasoline and diesel fuel that they buy? What about open up your bill at home, guys? Open up your light bill. See how much you pay in taxes because of the coal and the natural gas and everything else to keep the lights turned on. Guess what they pay? And then, oh, by the way, roads and, they talk about bridges and roads and all that kind of stuff. Guess what? When you go in and you want to build a gigantic distribution center, the county comes in and says, in order for us to give you approval to do this, we want you to widen the streets. We want you to add street lights. We want you to add red lights. We want you to put in sidewalks, all that kind of stuff. The county will come in and mandate that before it happens. That's even more that they pay. Guess what? They pay billions of dollars in taxes, in corporate taxes, that you don't pay as an employee. So when somebody in the federal government looks up at the computer, looks at the camera and says that corporate America is not paying its fair share, They are lying through their teeth when they say it. They are not telling you the whole truth.
But it's time for corporate America and the wealthiest 1% of Americans to just begin to pay their fair share. Just their fair share.
You pay your half as the employee. One entity, one corporation pays all this because it employs this other half here. So I just wanted to kind of let you know how it worked. A lot of guys don't know how it works. Some people do, some people don't. But that's how the politicians could stand there and tell you that they're not paying it. And then the idea that we should raise taxes because they're not paying their fair share. The millionaires and billionaires aren't paying their fair share is bullshit. What happens when you pay higher taxes? You have less employees. You pay higher taxes, less employees, more people on the government tit. That's what happens. So for every time you raise taxes over here, you take away employees. They don't tell you that either. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to let you know, when you hear a politician say that, what they're really saying and what they're not telling you. Now, a lot of them will conflate Jeff Bezos, for instance. He's easy to conflate with Amazon Corporation. Okay, so don't conflate the man with the company. So when they say corporate America is paying its fair share. In fact, it's one of the highest in the world. That's why Donald Trump lowered taxes. And guess what? You couldn't, if record low unemployment. Why? Because he lowered taxes, hired more people. All right. So Jeff Bezos, the man, what he pays in taxes, I don't know. He's a billionaire. Whatever he pays in taxes is between him, God, Jesus, and his CPA. You know, that's the truth of it, all right? But if he's anything like a normal businessman of that caliber, he's got his stuff wrapped up to where he doesn't pay too much, doesn't pay as much in taxes. But guys, even if he only paid 10%, if his taxable income, like we're paying 24%, say Jeff Bezos is only paying, half of that. He's paying 12, right? He's paying 12%. Guys, what's 12% of $1 billion? Okay. I mean, like if he's a billionaire, he's paying, what is that? That's $12 million. 12 million, whatever it is. I'll fix it in the comments here. But it's a shit ton of money. It's way more money than you will ever pay, and to say that he's not paying his fair share is a lie. Do you think that Jeff Bezos is Scrooge McDucking it in a money bin every night, that he just has hundreds of dollars of bills? Like he's got thousands of $100 bills that he just sleeps in? No, he's got his money working for him. He's got his wealth generating income, which is also paying taxes to the government.
A recent study shows that 55 of the nation's biggest corporations paid zero federal tax last year.
He can hire more employees. That's how that works. Like Jeff Bezos, I can't say that I do. I don't like his politics. I don't like some of the things that I've seen him do. But the argument that man isn't paying his fair share, or that the company he started isn't paying that fair share, is bullshit. We can call a ball, strike a strike here. All right? Corporations in the United States are paying their fair share, regardless of what anybody will tell you. And this is the proof. This is how it works. And if you don't believe me, Google it. All right, guys, look. With that, I'm going to close. Guys, I had fun doing this. This was awesome. Like I said, I think I made my daughter and my wife kind of mad by taking over the kitchen here. But I kind of had to lay it out here. And if you're anything like me, being a visual guy, you kind of had to see it laid out, a lot of, like myself included, when I see a comma and I see a group of 3 numbers, I'm like, oh, that stands for billions. Got it. But until you see it kind of laid out and what that really represents and what that really means to the individual versus the corporation, it's actually kind of staggering. So I found this helpful for myself. So hopefully you guys did. As always, like and subscribe. We've got a Facebook page here too, guys. Like and subscribe on the Facebook. Tell your friends about us. I know I have fun doing these things, and I know Tyler does too. So, like I said, like and subscribe. Give us comments. We want to hear what you like, what you don't like, blah blah blah. So anyway, with that, I'll close. As always, Semper Fi. Good night.